Gotta figure some things out here.
Well, you can move them if you need to.
Hello, everyone. There's a dog. There's a dog on my chair.
Is that like a snake in your boot?
Yeah, it's a snake in my
Vader.
boot, but it's a
Vader.
dog in my chair. That's okay, leave him.
Okay.
He shouldn't suffer.
He's not even budging.
He's not.
Like he's
done. He's like, I'm done.
He's
This
tired,
is it. This is
he's
where
tired of us
I
being
am
home.
sitting. I'm not moving.
He gets mad that we leave, but now he's tired that we're home.
I think so. Anyways, welcome to this week's episode of Hollywood Matrimony Live. We're going to try to talk about some movies.
The quarantine edition.
Quarantine. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. Thank you so much for watching us right now on Facebook and on YouTube. We love you guys. You're awesome. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram. What are we going to say?
I don't know, man.
We're all stuck at home.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're going to make it through.
For those that aren't in our state, we've officially been put on lockdown.
Yeah. There you go.
So that means no non-essential businesses are now not open. We can't leave our houses. Like we can go outside and I guess walk the dog or something.
Yeah, we still do that. That's what
But
we've been
we
trying
can't interact
to
with other people,
do.
which sucks. So I had to go to a funeral yesterday, and
That was awkward.
Yeah, that was weird. Should I tell about the funeral experience?
Yeah,
We'll talk about it in a
it's
minute.
a
So let's
little
talk
bit
about movies
strange.
first, and then we can start talking about just the weirdness of everything. Which
Okay.
that'll probably be a topic going on. And one of the things we're gonna do, obviously the theaters are closed, so we can't go to see any new movies.
Right.
But we
There
watched
are different options now.
a
though,
Blu-ray,
too.
a couple of Blu-rays. I watched an older animated film today, and which I'll talk about in a little bit. There are some films, theatrical releases that are actually being made available.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that first.
With the in theater at home experience.
Yeah, so let's talk about that first, because some people may not catch it all the way to the end of the show. So
Okay. Talk about it.
So basically, with the theaters closed, a lot of the studios have started dropping their movies on pay-per-view. And they're about $20 to rent it for like a one-time viewing, which may seem like a lot. But if you think about the amount of money you would spend, go to the movie theater, whether it's paying for gas, concessions, and then just your tickets.
Mm-hmm.
You get a regular ticket in most places is what, $10 to $12?
$12 maybe.
And that doesn't count if you're going to Dolby or IMAX.
That's
Those are
18
to $20 a ticket. Whereas you could have your entire family watch the same movie at your house
That's true.
for $20. So it's actually cheaper. But I'm sure it's
I know.
What's up, Alexa? Alexa just joined us over here.
Some people will still think it's expensive. That's okay, because you
Yeah.
don't have to do if you
But
don't
they
want
did
to.
drop I know one of my students is on here and he's like, it's Alexa, the Blue Belt. I know who you are,
We know
sir.
who you are.
But they dropped Birds of Prey, The Hunt, Invisible Man, Emma, The Way Back are all available. I believe Onward is going to hit this week, I think.
Mhm.
But if you have Disney Plus, Onward's going to drop on Disney Plus on April 3rd.
Yeah, if you can wait.
So probably by the time that we do that show, we're going to talk about it again because you haven't seen Onward yet.
I have not.
So we're going to take
I know
advantage
you
and watch it. Trolls 2 is on pay-per-view. We're going to probably pay to watch that. Why?
Yeah.
That's not a movie I would normally pay to watch. We haven't seen it, and we want to support the industry.
Yeah, why not?
So
We'll
we're
watch
hurting
it.
like everybody else financially, but if you don't support these things and pay for these things, then they're going to be hurting, and we're not going to get as much new stuff, and then the
Yeah.
theaters won't open back up. And while we know Hollywood's never going to fully shut down forever, there's a lot of people that worked on these films and spent time, and I think it's a firm believer in supporting them. And who knows, I may even
Try
watch,
to be supportive.
Birds of Prey or something, because you haven't seen it.
I have not seen it.
So
that's
Bloodshot's
okay.
going as well. So if stuff that you might not have checked out originally is your option. So what are you doing there now?
Yes, don't worry about it.
Goodness gracious. Anyway, so that's your first options. The other thing is get out and support local businesses. A lot of the businesses are fully shutting down. I know a lot of the restaurants are only doing delivery or curbside services. You need to get in there and help them out. I know our local comic book store, as of today, well, tomorrow technically, they're not going to be able to be open for the store, but they're going to still try to keep shipping stuff and mailing things out so people can still get their comic fixes as long as they can. It's urban legends. I guess unless somebody tells them they can't otherwise, they're going to keep it going. And that's the only way.
Do what we can.
We got to get together. We got to help out. Don't hoard stuff that you don't need. That's the only way we're going to get through this.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Sorry, let's move on. So
There you go.
let's take our mind off the beer sickness for a minute.
Yeah.
And
who
let's talk
needs
about
that?
movies and silliness and craziness and be ourselves, right?
Yes.
So what do you want to talk about first?
I don't know. What
we have
should
a horror
do?
film we watched,
Mhm.
and we have a very chaotic drama that we watched, and then I have an animated feature, and then we're going to talk about something different after
Well, let's
that.
just go in that order.
All right, so you want to talk about a horror film first?
Yep.
Not a horror film, a horror.
It was horror.
We're doing good, sir. I'll talk to you in just a second.
Oh, good. We have more. Sorry.
Oh, good. Oh, that's on something.
Yeah, but look.
Oh, yeah. So the first movie we're going to talk about is Hunter's Moon. It's a movie. It stars Thomas Jane, Jay Moore, Sean Patrick Flannery, and Katrina Bowden.
That's what attracted me, because I'm like, oh, Sean Patrick Flannery, you say? Well, I'll be there.
Well, I could have told you what was going to happen before we saw it after I read the synopsis, and he's not mentioned at all.
Yeah.
This is one of those where they pull a little switcheroo on you, and Sean Patrick Flannery is essentially just a cameo.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you want to tell everybody what this movie's about? You want to read the synopsis or just tell them?
let me read the synopsis, because I don't know I don't want to give anything away. It's a chilling home invasion horror thriller. When their parents leave town, 3 teenage girls decide to throw a party in their new country home. But when a gang of dangerous local boys with sinister intentions turn up, the women must defend themselves from the evil inside of the house and the unseen bloodthirsty predator hunting them down one by one.
Dun dun dun.
So many problems with this sad little movie.
So here's my thing. I was initially attracted to watch this movie. One, because of the cast. I like Thomas Jane. I'm a big fan of him from The Punisher and the TV show Hung that he did. I like Sean Patrick Flannery from Boondock Saints and even the Saw franchise and some other things. Jay Moore has always been pretty funny. So I was in and I figured, look, this looks like it has a picture on the front, so this isn't really a spoiler.
Yes.
On the cover. So there's a werewolf, you can't see really good. This little silhouette right here is a werewolf bear looking creature.
You see, and I never saw that.
Yeah.
So
and so there's a moon.
I didn't get it.
There's a moon, and there's this creature which told me. And if you've ever seen our shows before, you already know that I'm a huge werewolf fan. All things werewolves. So I said, yes, I must see this. Got a good cast. It might have werewolves involvement. I got to see it. And then I saw it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. There's a couple of weird things. So
it has good moments.
Has some good moments. I do like the werewolf monster thing.
Yeah, the creature they did man in suit type of thing. So that was always good.
It's great. But the girls, they're like teenage girls. They're not teenage girls.
Yeah, there's one girl in there. I swear she's in her 30s, and we're supposed to believe that she's like one of the teenagers. And here's the problem. This is a movie filled with people you just don't care anything about.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
You don't like
parents
them.
are weird.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly because the layout of the story is a bit confusing. It's not overly clear. And some of the
I don't really know what's happening.
There was a clever twist to it at the end.
Yeah.
That we didn't really see coming.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's a great idea. But I didn't get any of that in the movie until they specifically told us.
I understood it, and then you're like, "What? That didn't make sense." And then they said it, and you're like, "Oh, that's what that was."
But I didn't catch half of that, and I'm usually pretty astute to this stuff.
Yeah, you usually are.
But I was also bored.
Yeah.
For a lot of it, because for the first half of this movie, nothing happens.
Not really, and it's unfortunate with the Sean Patrick Flannery thing because he's in the beginning. And even what he did, it made no sense to the story. But then I guess if you look at it at the end,
once you get the story, the rest of the movie it's one of those movies that makes sense by the end of it, but it's one of those hard to stick it out to the end of it.
Yeah, you've got to stick it out.
That's one of the things I always tell everybody. You should always watch a movie till the very end if at all possible, because there are movies that are saved.
I mean, I was ready to give up.
Yeah, there are movies that are saved by the explanation or the twist. And then I was like,
I like your shirt. Sorry, I just saw that.
Thank you.
It's very rare that we don't finish a movie. So we stuck it out.
If I don't finish a movie, I won't review it.
Yeah.
Unless it's some, just so bad that I need to stop people. I need to save lives.
Like that one time they sent you porn to review.
Yeah,
we won't get into that because there's a child here, but
that's all of it.
They did.
But the problem with this movie is it's so convoluted and it takes so long for anything to happen. There's so many weird decision making by the characters.
It felt like it. I obviously it's a small independent film.
Yeah, it's from Lionsgate, but
it is okay. Yeah. Well, it felt like we had shot this in our home.
Yeah, the quality. I mean, it was obviously a very low budget film.
The acting was not great. I mean, I think they spent their budget paying for him,
Thomas Jane and
Jane
Jay
and
Moore.
Patrick Flannery, yeah, and the other dude. So I mean, I think.
Well, you notice that most all the big guy people are not in the majority of the movie. Thomas Jane comes in a little bit later, and then he's in the rest of the movie.
And he's a weird creeper.
Jay Moore is at the beginning, and then he's at the end.
Yeah.
Sean Patrick Flannery's in it for maybe 5 minutes tops.
Yeah, I mean, he looked good, girl. So I mean, that was worth it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, then you could just watch.
I'm gonna post my picture of me and Sean Patrick Flannery.
You could just watch it and turn it off.
That's
see
true,
his scene.
yeah.
But even with his scene, you were like, "Wait, what just happened?"
Pretty much.
So it's if you like werewolf horror type films,
yeah, I mean,
it is worth checking out for the werewolf parts of it at the end. Because you can see the man in suit. It's not a great man in suit, but it's decent for a budget thing.
They did fine.
I applaud them for doing it. The idea is great. I really like when it got the end and they told us what they were doing and how it played out. I'm like, that's a clever idea.
Mm-hmm, but
it just was not a very good execution.
It shouldn't have been that complicated that they have to explain it to you.
Well, they were going out of their way to try to make sure you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, no, they did a good job of that. I'll give them that.
Yeah, but they went so far that you didn't care what was going on.
I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, and then there's elements that
cool.
there's like usually when they do movements like this, movies like this, they try to make at least the situations make sense. So there's like a thing where these ruffians show up to the house and they're just like they're outside waiting to let them in, but there was no setup to that.
Yeah.
You know, there was no reason for her to know the people are there to let them in. Then there's a moment where there's like, you think there's a sexual assault happen, but it's hard to tell if they're into it or they're not into it.
Awkward. I think that girl was so old, so she could do that scene.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was.
I don't know.
Because of the acting, or if it was the way they were trying to get something else across. Because you have one character in the scene looking really like trying to hold herself together and can't tell if they're upset or they're freaking out or they're mad. The other one looks like things are not going well for her, but then at the second time starts looking like she's into it. It's really weird the way that it was played out.
It was awkward.
So anyway,
we didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah, so I'll have my official review of it later, but
I mean, you know. At least for the little monster bit, it was good.
Yeah, I do applaud them for the man in suit, and Thomas Jane looks like he might be having some fun a little bit, but everybody kind of phoned it in for this one.
Nah,
anyway, Hunter's Moon.
Check
it's available this week.
There you go.
All right, moving on.
Next.
Speaking of chaos.
Yay.
The next one that everybody was buzzing. We all knew this was going to get an Academy Award nominated performance. Sadly, he did not get nominated, which I think after seeing the movie finally, I think he was robbed.
Yeah.
I think he deserved it. But we're going to talk about Adam Sandler's new movie, Uncut Gems.
Gems.
That's what I said, gems.
Not gems.
I didn't say gem. I said gems.
Okay.
What is it with you on the word gem? You always try to correct everybody that says gem. Anytime
because it's either Jim, the rock star, or gems. So we got to get it right.
Anyway, Uncut Gems.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Uncut Jimbo. That's a whole different kind of movie. Sorry, that came out really weird.
Lord.
Anyway, so if you don't know anything about this, it's basically it's about like a jeweler and basically the chaos world that they're in. That's pretty much the easiest way to do it. And Adam Sandler, it's a drama. It's very chaotic.
Drama.
It's very drama. It's not a funny movie at all.
No.
And it's definitely not a movie probably for kids.
No.
Because it's not like there's not a lot of nudity necessarily in it, but there's a lot of language, there's a lot of violence, a lot of just craziness. So you didn't even know what this movie is about.
I had no idea what it's about. I thought it was about a jewelry guy.
I knew what it's about, but I hadn't got to watch it, and I was so excited when they finally sent it to me. So let's go with you, because I don't know what is your feeling on Adam Sandler. I know you like Adam Sandler. I know you like The Wedding Singer.
I like Wedding Singer. I like 50 First Dates and whatever.
You just like movies with him and Drew Barrymore.
It's pretty much. Yeah, that's it. That's
Didn't they do another one too?
They did the other one where the kids.
One in Africa or something.
Yeah, where the two kids. Okay. Yeah, they each had kids and they got together.
Did you know that him and Jennifer Aniston were best friends?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's really nice.
They've known each other since they were kids.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. I like him. I think he's funny.
Excuse me.
And I think he's really smart and intelligent in all the movies and stuff that he's done. This to me
he's really good at basketball too.
Really?
Yeah.
This to me was like so chaotic, and just like the entire thing is so stressful because he has some issues. He's running his jewelry store, but then you find out he's got issues with gambling. And so it's like this
extramarital affairs.
Well, he's making this bet to pay for this bet to pay for this to get this thing back. And so this guy's chasing him and this guy's chasing him. But he's like, oh, wait, I got to go talk to. I mean, it's like that the entire movie.
Yeah, and it's a constant roller coaster of a guy trying to get his big score.
Oh, my gosh.
Which it looks like he already has everything. So it's baffling because he's not in a place where he's like hurting for money. He's hurting for money because of his gambling.
But he needs to stop.
But he has this jewelry store and he's making a ton of money. So you're like, why can't you pay? Because but when you see the movie play, you realize why he can't pay because he's constantly spending the money on something else.
Yeah, and I think that's like obviously the issue of being an addict to something. Yeah. It's like you can't stop even when you have enough. You don't think it's enough.
Well, it's an interesting dive into this jewelry world.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of the jewelers in this movie who are actual real jewelers. Because in New York, there's that strip.
Yeah.
That's nothing but jewelry stores. And there's like this,
they all know each other.
Yeah, and it's all this shady underground world of jewelry, like especially like his place. He was next. Okay, so maybe you can explain this. Maybe I missed it because I think I left the room at one point and maybe wouldn't explain it because he had a separate enclosed section inside his regular jewelry store, right?
Yes.
Or he just owned the enclosed section.
No, he had the enclosed.
It was a big one. Remember, there was next door where she was running around through. But she ran into a big jewelry store.
Oh, that was a different jewelry store.
Oh, that's what I thought. That just happened to me. Okay.
Yeah, he just knew the guy.
That's what I thought, but I thought third for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, is he on both? Mm-hmm. But like his is like a lockdown thing. They only let in certain people, and it's high end craziness. So you have what's his name? I just went blank of who's the basketball player that's in there.
I don't know. Kyle, Kyle, Kevin
Durant.
Okay. I don't know who this man is. Yeah, sure.
Anyway, who plays himself in the movie. And he's really good in the movie. I was surprised how good he is for not being an actor. But yeah, it's just like so much chaos with the running around and the fighting and the bets and the nonsense. And the opening of the movie threw me because I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
The way it starts introducing,
immediately.
And let me tell you, this poster, the cover art here of him dabbing his face. He's kind of got his hand on his face. He's got a tissue sticking out of his nose where he's bleeding. This right here is the perfect symbol of the entire film.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is craziness. And it ends with I knew exactly what was going to happen at the end, but you still kind of go, eee.
Yeah. So. I wasn't expecting that, but I guess I was. It's so chaotic. I think he did a really great job, though. He did good.
Yeah, he's excellent in it.
So, yeah. I don't even know if I like it or not.
Did it stress you out?
It did. It was very stressful.
She doesn't do well with movies like Cat in the Hat and The Grinch and things like this. And
it's just too much chaos.
When there's chaos, she starts getting stressed.
Like, just stop doing all that. Like, just be nice and don't make a mess.
But she also doesn't like anything that has drugs or any kind of people with an addiction problem.
That makes me sad. I feel so bad for them. Like the other movie, the one we talked about last week with what's his name? Yes. Ben Affleck. Oh, that made me so sad.
It's gonna be available on pay-per-view.
This made me sad too. It was too much. Anyways,
I really liked it. I thought it was excellent. I think, like I said, I'm pretty sure. I think Sandler deserved to get a nomination.
That was really good. Yeah,
he got nominated for everything, I think, except for the Oscars, and I think he was kind of robbed. He might not have won with the time he was up against, but I think he deserved a nomination. And but I did like that he said that if he didn't get a nomination, he was going to make the worst movie he could ever make.
Next.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
But he's one of those guys. He's done like Punch Drunk Love and what is that comedy one where he's a stand-up comedy with Seth Rogen? I don't remember. Anyway, Funny People, I think that's what it was. But Alexa says he hates drugs too, miss.
Yeah, good.
But he does really good with these dramatic roles.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to see him that way because we've so seen him as the buffoon, the silly guy.
Yeah, which is what I'm used to. So this was super like, whoa.
This is the kind of stuff I would wish he would start doing more of because he's really good at it.
He is good.
He's
actually a good actor, and I think that's what people might not know. They think he is wedding singer.
Yeah,
that's what you think of him.
Well,
which he is.
And if you go watch things like Punch Drunk Love and Funny People, there's funny stuff in it, but he's got a more dramatic turn, and he's really good. And I hope he does more of it. So
yeah, it was good.
But Uncut Gem,
not Jim.
Uncut Gems is available now on Blu-ray and DVD. I don't know if you can go get it because the stores are not closed, but you can probably get it on demand.
You can probably order it
Hulu,
somewhere.
Amazon, that kind of stuff. I'm sure. So you can check it out.
Who knows? We're in a strange new world, my friends.
We are. So I guess the other one I can tell you about that I watched today,
Okay.
which it's a silly movie. It's not a movie I was rushing out to see, but I discovered that it was on Netflix now, and it's probably been there for quite a while because it's not a new movie. But I never watched it, and we never talked about it, and you haven't watched it. But I watched Angry Birds 2 today.
Did you? Did you like it?
It is a funny movie.
Because I know you liked the first one.
The first one was funny.
I don't remember even seeing it, but maybe I did.
Here's the thing: is when Angry Birds movie came out, I'm like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like the Emoji Movie. I'm like, ugh.
I thought the Emoji Movie was cute. I know no one else watched it but
the Emoji
me.
Movie. No, I watched it because I was stuck at the dollar.
I know, but I know nobody liked it.
But it wasn't very good. Like the Angry Birds movie ended up being funny. It's a cast of characters that actually does offer up a group of memorable, fun people that you can do things with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because each of the characters have their own personalities. With the bomb bird, the big dumb one, you got the little one that moves real fast and talks fast and running joke stuff. I never thought we'd get a second one, but
hey, people like it.
But
like
the first one was funny. But I found out Netflix had the second one. I just happened to pass it.
There you go.
And I'm like, why not? I want to watch something that's funny and different.
We need some uplifting.
Because I've been on art deadlines and then all the stuff in the city, the world going on right now, and I've been watching a lot of Ultraman stuff, reviewing that. And I was like, I need to break to something else. And so I just thought I was washing dishes. I turned the TV on in the kitchen. That's right, we got TV in the kitchen. And
decided, everybody?
I don't think so. So I started watching Angry Birds 2, thinking, I'll watch this for a few minutes and probably turn it off.
Yeah.
What is that?
What?
Screw back up. That's a weird picture to have.
It's really not.
So anyway, the new one is funny too. It was entertaining.
Did you like it?
Really? I did. It's really silly.
Is it like the same story as last time, or
okay,
is
so
there a tragedy happening?
So here's the thing. In the first movie, the Red Angry Bird,
yeah,
right, which has always been kind of the
leader guy.
Yeah, the leader of the game promos and stuff.
The leader of the pack.
Somebody said, from 1 to 10, how would I rate Angry Birds 2? I'd put it on a solid 7, which means it's a fun movie. It's not a movie that. Oh. What, my cheeks? Mm-hmm. No, it's not a perfect movie by any means. It's ridiculous. It's silliness. But the first movie, Red was kind of the outcast.
Right.
He was angry all the time.
He was Angry Bird.
Literally Angry
Birds.
And so then the pigs showed up.
Right.
And started attacking them. So he ends up saving the island. And then now he becomes the hero.
Right.
And gets friends. They all like him now and this and that. So the second one we pick up, he's now the hero of the city. Of the island, and so now him and the pigs are kind of at a prank war. Right, where the pigs keep attacking the birds, but they're not so much malicious, even though they're doing stuff that's malicious, and then they do it back to them. So it's back and forth.
Okay.
Well, then all of a sudden, the pigs are attacked from a different direction. It's a whole new island.
Who's on this one?
Hold on. So we got a brand new island. Know. So they're trying to call it truth, but the birds don't believe them. So then they end up having to team up. So it becomes a group of the birds and the pigs are teaming up to fight against this new enemy that's trying to destroy them both.
Okay.
It's the third island, and it's Eagle Island.
What? There's eagles?
I'm right here. Yeah. Okay. And there's an eagle in the first movie that's kind of like the superhero kind of guy, like a bald eagle.
Yeah.
But he's freaked out about Eagle Island because he has past there. So we meet some new characters. We meet. They go on an adventure with them all teaming up together. Again, it's fun. It's ridiculous. It's dumb. And it's funny to watch them travel because the way they travel to different places on the island is by slingshotting around.
Yeah.
So like when it starts with a bird. You see kind of the fluffy bird. He's got a cup of coffee and it's like drinking his coffee. But he's not like he's flying. He's sitting. He's just soaring through the air like this. And then you have the other birds that are just soaring past him. None of them are flying. They've been shot with the slingshot. So they're flying this way. And they land on like the little targets in front of their houses and bounce.
Ridiculous.
And that's how they travel around. And so it's a clever use of the game and it's clever use of these characters. They're fun, memorable characters. As somebody who's a cartoonist and loves animation, one of my biggest beefs with stuff is when you don't have memorable characters.
Yeah.
So like movies like Frozen and stuff that you have Olaf, who's about the only memorable character in that entire franchise, but it's not enough to really make you care.
Yeah.
I like characters that stand out and you realize, oh, this one was crazy. He was running around and this and that. So Angry Birds 2, it's funny. It's good for the family.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. The animation looks great. The voice works good. if you like the first one, I think you'd really had a blast with the second one. If you've never seen either one of them, you ain't doing nothing now, go watch it.
That's true.
So I'm assuming both of them are on Netflix, but I don't know. But I know part 2 is.
There you go.
Anyway,
that's all that matters.
Yep. All right. So the other thing we wanted to do today. Have you been spending this whole time trying to find your picture of something?
Yeah, and I don't even care.
Nobody cared before.
Well.
The other thing we wanted to do today is say, since we're all quarantined in, what movie would we want to watch if we couldn't leave in our homes?
Well, and I already did so.
So, and it's not necessarily a movie about quarantines. It's just movies you want to watch.
Yeah.
And we may do this throughout the week. We may pop in periodically because
we should watch a quarantine
we have Martial Arts movie
too.
Monday tomorrow still. We've got TV Tuesday still. And we should be able to hit them because she's still got to work remotely, but all my classes are canceled. But I'm going to be doing remote classes. I just don't know what times yet. But we've decided each of us would pick a movie and we'll talk about it. And then we can comment on it if it's movies we both have seen.
Okay.
So I'll let you go first.
Well, I already started with, I think I did this earlier in the week. I was like, I need to watch a movie. And so I picked one of my favorite movies that I have probably watched, 40 times maybe.
And what's funny is a movie that I don't think you were overly interested in.
I was not.
When we went to the theater, I was excited to see it.
Yes.
And you're like, what?
I love this movie.
It's an awesome movie.
It is really good.
I would put it probably, if I had to, probably my top 10, 15 movies. If I just wanted to watch one, because it's a movie you can watch anytime.
And you can watch it anytime. Yeah. It is the movie Chef with Jon Favreau. And you're
John Leguizamo.
Your man. And there's
my man.
Well,
I'm a fan.
Love him.
I do. I love all things John Leguizamo. I was so upset because this weekend would be this coming weekend would be the weekend I would have been FedEx.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
But hopefully.
But Sofia Vergara, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr. They're all in this movie, and it is awesome sauce. Basically, Jon Favreau is a chef at a very.
I like everybody's probably trying to figure out why you keep saying Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Because you're like, his name is Jon Favreau.
That doesn't matter. Jon Favreau.
Hold on, I need to set that up.
Oh.
If you don't know, there's a movie called Super Troopers, and there's a guy named Favreau, and so that we also knew a guy that looked just like him, a friend of mine named Eric, and whose nickname was Trash Can, because the first time she ever saw him, he was taking trash out. And then so when I tried to say my guy, Eric, she goes, is that Trash Can the guy? And then it became Favreau. And
Sorry,
then it became
Jon Favreau.
Now she just says Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. He's a chef at a high-end restaurant. Madness ensues between him and a food critic. It's hilarious. And
between him and Kid Craddock?
A food critic.
Oh.
And then
I was like, that's a better movie.
He goes off and he starts a food truck, and that's where the grand adventure really begins. It's a story about cooking and the love of food, which I think is one of the things I'm into food now.
That's why we're fat.
You're super into food. You were always into food. I'm just now new to the love of food in the moment.
I'm talking about experiment, like eating different things, not just that we love to eat all the time.
No, yeah, but also cooking and trying different things. I've now made some really good garlicky butter toast. So good.
That was what I made the week before, and then you just
No, but mine is better.
Is it?
Yes, because I made it with extra love.
Okay.
And actually extra cheese. That's what makes everything better. I love cheese. But then the movie's also about family and what is family. I mean,
passion.
The people you're related to, but the people you choose to work with, and knowing that you work with people more, with them more hours in the day than you are at home. So, and then doing what makes you happy. And I think when you have a job that makes you happy, that's like it. That's like the level we're all trying to get to. So,
although it's troublesome kind of thing now when you do those kind of jobs that don't make a lot of money, but you're happy.
And we're not considered essential.
Well, yes. So
I did totally think about being a nurse and all that, but I don't like blood.
Instead, you decided to be a nerd.
Yeah, I'm a nerd. No, but I don't mind helping people.
Yeah.
I just don't like blood and guts. I mean, I do like them on a TV screen.
You don't like real ones.
I don't like real ones.
Yeah, you're obsessed with.
I love blood work in movies. That fascinates me.
But you're also obsessed with shows that involve goo and blood.
Oh, yeah. I do love all that stuff. Like some pimple popper.
Yes.
And, all those things. Anyway, so check out the movie Chef. You can find it online.
You didn't bring the copy out to show people?
I didn't.
I got my movie to show you. It would be with the C's. It'd be right there.
Oh, my gosh. It's so far.
It's up there.
Where?
Up on the top. Move up one and scoot down. It'd be back there somewhere.
Oh, there it is. But it's also on the line. You can find it on the line. Here, it's this movie, Chef.
People can see what it looks like.
It's great. You should watch it.
It is. It's muy excelente.
And it is
Oh,
online.
you just sit on the dog.
No, he's fine. I think it's on. I don't know if it's on Hulu
Turn it over.
or Amazon. You should watch it.
Uh.
It's awesome. Thank you.
All right.
This is my movie.
I picked a crazy movie today.
What did you
And
watch?
it's one of my favorite all-time movies, but I don't watch it near as much as I used to. And I hadn't thought about it in a while because I don't get to watch a lot of movies just for entertainment anymore.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because they send me so many things to watch. I rarely sit down and just say, I'm just going to watch this random movie. Like Angry Birds 2 today was one of those weird randoms that I watched. But I even now, because I spent all my time reviewing stuff, I feel obligated, even when I like today watch something
fun.
No, something different. I feel obligated to need to be something I haven't seen because I feel like I've wasted time if I'm watching a movie I've already seen.
You know, I like to watch things over.
Well,
and over.
It's not because I don't want to, but it's because I know I have a stack of other stuff to watch. So like, it's this weird mental justification of like, I could go watch a Star Wars movie again, or I could watch Angry Birds 2, which I haven't seen.
True.
And now I could see it and talk about it later. Where Star Wars, I can tell you what happened.
My leg is falling asleep because I'm sitting on a weird edge of the chair.
So anyway, so I picked a crazy movie that I really love. I don't think you like it at all.
We'll see.
It's from a story from Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
It's directed by Oliver Stone.
Okay.
It has an insanely great cast.
Okay.
And we're talking about Natural Born Killers.
I don't know why you like this movie.
Natural Born Killers. The movie's awesome. If you've never seen this movie, it is not for children.
No.
But it's got an awesome cast with who's calling you? Oh. I thought it was ringing. It's got Woody Harrelson and your favorite Juliette Lewis.
She creeps me out, you guys.
Tommy Lee Jones, Tom Sizemore, Robert Downey Jr., Rodney Dangerfield in one of his last roles. Trying to think who else am I missing. I don't know. I'm thinking off the top. Anyway, but it is like just this insane acid trip, blood-fueled craziness. That's just, to me, it is a masterpiece. It really is. It is such a great movie because it's got action, it's got comedy, it's got psychedelic nonsense, it's got satire. Because the whole movie is essentially kind of a satire on society and the what is the word I'm looking for sensationalizing, sensationalizing, murder, killers and bad people when they're in the media.
Totally, we do that.
If you don't know what the movie's about a Bonnie and Clyde like duo of serial killers, Mickey and Mallory, which is Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis, and they're basically going on a murder spree, and then they're finally caught. They're arrested, and then it's them on trial, and then their escape and reuniting.
And they become all famous. And
yeah, now they're famous.
Infamous, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
People are obsessed with them, so people help them, but then people are trying to kill them. There's rewards, but then there's other characters in the movie that are just as
evil, maybe
bad, even though they're law enforcement and stuff. Like
of course.
The warden that Tommy Lee Jones plays is as sadistic as the rest of them. Tom Sizemore is the police officer detective that catches him and is determined to keep him down. And he's just as creepy and disturbing. Robert Downey Jr. is like the Geraldo Rivera kind of English reporter doing
sensationalizing it all. That's the thing.
That's why I think I love the movie so much. Outside of the craze, because I
don't like all the crazy look of it.
Yeah,
the story's fine. I just don't like all of the. I mean,
I've
only seen it once.
We should rewatch it.
That's okay.
No, really.
No, it's okay.
Let's do a Chef, Natural Born Killers double feature.
These two movies do not go together.
We'll watch this one first. We'll watch this one to calm you down.
I need something.
But I really love this movie. It's such a bizarre piece of cinematic brilliance, in my opinion. And surprisingly, Roger Ebert even says, what do you think he thought of this movie?
He gave it a thumbs up.
Okay, how many stars do you think he gave?
4.
He did, in fact, give it 4 stars. He calls it a masterpiece, saying this movie once is not enough.
Yeah, it was.
This is actual Ebert. This is not the made-up guys that came in later.
Once was enough for me.
So, yeah, I love it. And this old-school version of it, look, it has the click case.
Oh, wow, that is old.
This This is also, I think the other thing that really made me fall in love with this movie was this was the first time we saw Woody Harrelson in something where he wasn't in Cheers or White Man Can't
I think
Jump.
that's the other thing too. It wasn't something like funny or
he was just whacked out. He had shaved his head.
Completely insane and over the top.
Yeah, he was crazy. The diner sequence at the beginning is
Juliette Lewis is just normal weirdo.
Yeah, but plus this is before Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man stuff. And I was already a fan of, like, a lot of people jumped on the Downey Jr. bandwagon after Iron Man. Mm-hmm. I was already a huge fan. Like, one of my other favorite movies of all time was Chaplin. Yeah. And look at you knowing.
I know. You loved Chaplin.
And you still haven't seen Chaplin, have you?
I don't think I did. I think I missed it.
Such a great movie. I would say we could watch it, but someone borrowed it and never returned it.
Of course.
And now I don't talk to those people anymore. So we have to see if it's on Hulu or something.
Yeah, it might be on the line.
But I always thought Downey Jr. was an amazing talent, and then of course he went through personal things. So went to Iron Man, and he found his way back, and now he's biggest star on the planet, and also does Wing Chun.
Everybody Wing Chun tonight.
Anyway, so my apocalyptic movie, if I needed to watch one, would be Natural Born Killers, because it is like the apocalypse.
Mine is Chef. That's what I would watch. We'll probably have another movie.
We would watch them both together. So I think each show I would watch them
Okay,
both.
I would give it a try. I just don't like it.
So anyway, all right. So what else were we going to talk about?
That's it. There's nothing coming out the theater next week.
Yeah, there's stuff popping on Netflix.
There's new stuff coming up. Yeah, I mean,
you got anything for Netflix? Let me tell you what's coming out in the Blu-rays and DVDs. As far as I know, they're still going to come out. I don't know how people can get them, but
you can probably order from.
Well, if the stores are still open, you can probably still buy it.
Yeah, like a Walmart.
So hold on, let me scroll down here. So this week there's some good stuff coming out. 1917 is hitting Blu-ray and 4K and stuff this week, which is an awesome movie. One of the things we may talk about next week is we're going to watch the behind-the-scenes stuff of 1917.
Yes, I'm really interested to see how they filmed it, because they make it look like one long shot, which we know. Yeah, so I like the idea of that, and it is a really interesting way to watch the movie and this man's story. It really is.
If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie.
I liked it, and I don't typically like anything that's like a war movie, but I enjoyed it
also this
so
week
much.
is the new Grudge movie, which we'll talk about next week.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know much about that, and I guess that's pretty much it. There's a lot of like remake stuff or older stuff, things like that coming out. Those are the big ones, I think, this week.
Yeah, let's see now what's happening.
Next week, not this coming week, but the week after that, then we got the new Rise of Skywalker coming out. Things like that. And then we'll also talk about we'll be a week into the official quarantine, technically 2 weeks, but this will be the week into the official quarantine.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about what happens in our home. If it's only one of us on the show, you already know that one of us isn't surviving, not making the quarantine.
Okay, so here's what's happening. The Hunt is now going to be streaming. Below the Man Down is going to Prime Video, which looked interesting. The Banker, you should watch that, you guys. It's
The Banker is available free on Apple TV, right?
Apple TV, I think so.
Which we talked about here.
The Invisible Man, if you didn't get to see that one, it was really good as well. It's streaming.
Deerskin we could talk about, because they sent me a digital screener.
Okay, so we'll talk about that. Emma, like you mentioned, is streaming. What else? Something called Crip Camp. I don't even know how to.
It's came about crippled people.
Okay, it's coming to Netflix. Let's see. This movie that'll be this week. Uncorked on Netflix. There's a lot of good. Well, you know what? And there's so much stuff on Netflix that we missed. That movie with that's on Netflix about the lady that did the hair care products and became the first.
Oh, the Octavia Spencer one?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to watch that.
We got to watch that.
We'll probably watch that.
There's so much good stuff on Netflix. I feel like, though, the problem is there's like so much. You're like scrolling and you spend an hour scrolling.
Now that everybody has their own streaming services coming out, there's so much stuff to watch that there's no way to watch all of it and keep caught up. So
I know. So we'll just share with you what we're watching. It may not be what you want to watch, because I tend to watch dumb things sometimes.
And next week we'll pick another favorite movie we want to watch while we're in quarantine.
I already know what I'm watching this week.
It's gonna be G.I. Jane.
It might, but no, actually, I was gonna actually watch Contagion.
Oh,
probably not a good idea.
It's funny. It said that the top streaming movies were like Outbreak.
Yes,
and
people are.
And then
like
some specials
obsessed.
came out and said the worst movies for you to watch are those because then it fuels your home fears.
Well, and like Hallmark has all their Christmas movies.
They brought them all back.
Yeah, you can do that.
Like, yeah, there's people that are putting out their Christmas lights and the decorations and stuff like that to try to lift spirits. Have a positive look at what's going on.
I need to check out Castlevania 3. What?
I think is that the Netflix animated? I think it's an anime.
Probably.
Thing.
Oh, well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We're going to figure this out together. It's going to be okay.
We are. Just the biggest thing is if your city's not on a lockdown, just stay home. Go to work if you have to, just because I know there's people have to work, but don't go buy a bunch of crap you don't need. There'll be enough. I was reading a thing today. I think I told you that
we can all share.
Somebody from Sam's or somebody had said that if people would just buy their normal stuff, that gives us time to restock and we'll always have things. Mm-hmm. But since everybody's hoarding, did you see the one video that the lady had gone about all that stuff?
Boxes and boxes
for nothing.
Stuff.
Originally people were trying to resell and upload it, but now they put a stop to that too. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't make any sense. Like we're blessed, we're okay with our stuff right now. Yeah. But it's financially gonna be hard, but especially on like smaller businesses and things like that. So if you have to get out, try to support the smaller businesses. I'm not saying don't support the Walmarts and the Targets because they need help too at this point. We all do. But it's the mom and pop places that are going to really be struggling and not have the capital to keep things going.
Yep.
So
there you go.
So if you need your comics, you need to say I can't go rent or buy things, but if they don't open, see if they'll mail stuff to you.
Yeah.
And
they might.
Almost everybody can pay for stuff online now. So
there you go.
We'll work it out. We're in this together.
All right. That's all I had. Because I got nothing else. Because we can't go anywhere.
That's it today then, I guess. We will be back tomorrow for another episode of Martial Arts Movie Monday. Maybe you can join me. We'll watch a movie together.
Okay.
I'll pick one you haven't seen.
Okay.
We can talk about it.
There are many.
Yes. Then we'll be back for TV Tuesdays. We haven't done TV Tuesday in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're so behind.
Well, the first time we had something else happening. Then the next time was when all this stuff started happening. So we were swamped with work. And so anyway, then we'll be back here for another episode of this. And I'm launching, like most people now, I'm going to be doing a virtual Taekwondo class. So if you're interested in jumping in on Taekwondo classes or want to know how to join it, you can shoot me a message here on the Twitter page, the YouTube page or on our Facebook page, or go to our website and email me. I can give you the information on how to jump in on that.
Yep.
And hopefully we can keep it going by trying to keep everything as normal as we possibly can.
We'll do what we can.
What you got for us, sister?
That's it. Thank you so much for watching Hollywood Matrimony Live on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure you check out our website, hollywoodmatrimony.com. We're also on the Instagram and the Twitter and all those other things. So send us a message. That's it.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, join us tomorrow for Martial Arts Movie Monday, then Tuesday for TV Tuesdays, and then right back here next Sunday for Hollywood Matrimony Live. And who knows, we may pop up off and on through the week.
Yeah.
And just talk about random nonsense. Talk to you. We're in this together. If you got movie suggestions you want to hear our thoughts on,
or if there's something you want us to watch that we've never talked about, we have time.
Yeah, so
kind of.
I've got art deadlines and she's still working, but I'm
okay.
still going to teach classes. And you know what? I want to give a big shout out to not only all the people at stores and all that kind of stuff, the people that work and the healthcare professionals. I get that they're getting the biggest shout out. But I want to give a big shout out to all the teachers that are still at home, trying to learn new technologies, trying to do all this stuff so the kids can still have their normal school years as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because I know that's got to be hard. And
well, you're doing it too.
I know, but I'm not doing the daily thing like some of these people are. Like some of these people have no idea how to use the technology, and they're having to use new things and figure out new things, and the parents and stuff, and so I know they're probably stressed.
But parents are going to fix new math. That's going to go away.
Did you see somebody talk about that? Somebody going home and talking about they're going home.
I'm not teaching
what is
that.
It, Common Core?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we're not doing
that big square. Draw the squares and put this here. I'm like, no, I'm just going to show you how normal math works.
That's
First, you get a calculator and you put the numbers in.
No, we need to learn. We deal with that already. We want to come out of this with some smart people, not calculator people.
I'm a calculator people.
I know you are, but you're an accountant.
That's okay.
So anyway, I was going to tell about my grandma's funeral. That's what it is.
Funeral story.
I'm sorry. We'll finish this. We'll make it really short.
Not to be morbid.
No, we'll be really short.
It's interesting.
My grandmother was 89. 88, 89. And she died of natural causes, essentially. She'd been sick for quite a while. Not sick, but declining in health. So anyway, she passed away last week. And because of the situation with this virus stuff, we couldn't have a big funeral. And it's weird because I always expected, because she was a very social person. Like with her church, she traveled with friends. She has, I think 10 or 11 great grandkids, 6 grandkids, 3 daughters. She'd been married 3 times. She knew a lot of people. And so I always envisioned that we'd have this big, massive funeral, between her church people and people she knew. And of course, because of the social distancing and the crowd stuff and all that stuff, we were only able to have 6, 7, 9 people total there, I think, maybe 10.
Plus the guy, so it's 10.
Yeah,
it
was 10 total.
10
it was literally
limit.
Her 3 daughters, 6 grandkids, and the minister. Well, and then the people that worked at the funeral home were there too, but they were standing it literally looked like the mysterious guys at the funerals that stand by the trees with their coats and their glasses on.
Oh, yes.
Because the people that worked at the funerals, they were sitting way back in the back by the trees. So it's like, you want to look at this lady, she's not really like, she knows something, One of my cousins wasn't able to make it, so thankfully my dad was able to stay out there. So we had a few people, but it was kind of a little unsettling because it made you look like the funerals you see in the movies when this person had no one and no friends, and they show there's 2 people at the funeral, but you never think you're really going to see something like that. And knowing this person had a lot more than that, it was a little creepy. I texted you a picture.
Yeah.
Or I texted her, but she knows I sent it to her.
Yes.
From the funeral, this is what we're seeing here, and it was a little kind of sad and creepy. And
says my video was interrupted.
Oh.
It's paused.
Oh, why is it paused?
I have no idea.
Anyway, it was a little sad, but that's what it is. What it is. Thankfully, she's moved on, and we're done with all that. So, where are you going?
I'm trying to see what's going on.
All right. Well, we're gonna log it out. We'll end it up here. People that didn't get to see on Facebook, they can always check out the end of it here on YouTube.
So I think.
Anyway, it was a creepy sign of new times.
Thank you for watching.
Peace and love.
Talk to you later.
Make sure you subscribe.
Bye.
Peace and love.